Welcome back to the 8:30 show. If you like our content, please feel free to like and subscribe. As always, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I wanted to talk about something today. Have you seen the Donald Trump shoes?
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen Donald Trump's new sneaker, for all you sneakerheads out there, I guess they're sold out, by the way. But if you haven't seen them, here
Wait,
they
they
go.
made them?
Yeah, these are real sneakers. They were
They
displayed on at
I thought it
SneakerCon.
was like a pair, not
No, they for sale
oh
for
shit.
$399.99, and they're sold out. By the way,
Wow.
this was one of those campaign things, I guess, to put some money back into his coffers because I guess his money's getting dry from all the legal fees that he's got to play with. I mean, they look ugly as fuck to me. That's just my opinion. They're super gold on gold on gold, and I'm not with it with the big old T on the side.
They bedazzled them fuckers
Yeah,
too. The
right.
stars on them.
Put the flag on there, all that. You got some Trump steppers right here. Trump steppers, the Jan sixes, the insurrection
Oh
ones.
my god.
Yeah, that's what they talking about. And with the gold laces. I mean, he could have just went ahead and put the gold fat laces on it if that's what he wanted to do.
Right?
But I'm not a fan of these shoes. I wouldn't care if they were in gold, silver, platinum, with a big old T on the side of them. I'll pass.
The only gold shoes I'll wear are like heels or sandals. I won't wear uh gold sneakers. I think that's ugly.
I'm not going to wear anything like that. It's atrocious. I don't know who thought that this was a brilliant idea and a brilliant concept. I feel like it
But
was,
motherfuckers bought it, so I mean,
yeah,
you know, people
yeah.
bought them.
But did they buy them because they like them, or did they buy them because they gonna rehawk them on the
Of course
open
they're gonna
market?
rehawk them. I
And
saw where a guy paid. I saw where it said that
yeah,
he bought them for like $9,000. I'm like, wow,
yeah, I'm not buying these
could
garbage
have done
shoes.
so much with that money, but bought sneakers, $9,000 Trump sneakers.
Yeah, gold,
Mm.
like gold
You
sneakers.
can't get
Like
over the gold.
he's like he's like a super villain. He's like the dude from Austin Powers. I like gold.
They remind me of boxing shoes.
They remind me of some bullshit. That's what they remind me of. This is cockadoodies right here. This
It
is
is.
cockadoodies.
Yeah.
This is full of cockadoodies, and let me tell you, they red bottoms.
Oh my god.
They busted with the red bottoms. For all you steppers out there, go get you some terrible tees, some jazz sixes, some insurrection ones,
Do
and
you
let it be
think?
known.
Do you think that they'll come out with another one since these did so great?
Yeah, why not? If the money train's chugging along, throw
Yep.
some more out there. Get some low tops. Get the
Right.
low tops cracking.
The Velcros.
All right? Nah, you can't do the velcros. He
Why
got
not? He a senior citizen. The senior citizens wear the Velcro.
yeah, but that ain't Trump
A
style.
a kid and the older people
Some
wear
baby tees,
Velcros.
baby tees.
They're easier to wear.
All he needs is a bald eagle on there. That's all he need.
For real. Embroidered.
Encrusted with
That's what's
gold
gonna happen.
flakes.
We gonna get some embroidered shoes next time.
The low tops. Get them while they hot.
Metallic thread.
Check out the tensile strength on this. Unbeatable tees.
Yeah, these
These,
are
these,
horrible.
these are the dope 45s.
But whatever. People bought them. I mean, that's them.
So I say all that to say all the jokes and all that. You know, he came out at SneakerCon and debuted these bad boys right here. And we got a little bit of the video footage of that. Go ahead and get that queued up while I continue rambling on about the tea of justice. If you didn't know, now you know. So let's go ahead and hear what Donald Trump had to say about his shoe sneakers. Go on and play it.
I am playing it.
Oh, that might be me. Let me cue the volume. Oh, wait a minute now. Come on. We having problems. We having problems.
I think I know what it is.
This is what happens, all of y'all, when we are unprepared for the shit.
All right. I
Go.
think we.
And I think it's going to be a big success. That's the real deal.
The real deal tease.
That's the real deal.
Terrible.
What's the most important thing? To go out and vote, right? We have
Vote
to go
on these
out and
teams.
vote. We got to get young people out to vote. And you're going to vote, and we're going to turn this thing around. This country's not doing so
thought
well.
he
We're
was
going to
gonna
turn
say,
this
"Turn
country
this
around
mother
fast.
out."
We're gonna turn it around fast.
Y'all don't even know.
And we're going to remember the young people, and we're going to remember SneakerCon. You know that.
Oh
It's
my
a
God.
slightly different audience than I'm used to, but I love this audience. And go out, have a good time. We love you all. Thank you very much.
All right, Donald.
I-
All right. That was brought to you by the Associated Press, by the way. Don't come suing us.
Even the sneaker thing.
I ain't fucking with you, D. But yeah, those were the horrible Donald Trumps. And whatever. They sold out. I ain't mad at people for buying them. You know,
Yeah.
spend your money how you spend your money. Enjoy
Yeah.
whatever you gonna do. But don't look at me to rock those. I am not endorsed. Will not be endorsed by Donald Trump with these garbages. So thoughts?
They're fucking ugly. But you know, that's up to people to buy them. I would not buy those. I would not. I don't care that they are Donald Trumps.
I'm not
I
spending
don't care
that.
if the resale is outrageous. I wouldn't even think of buying it as an investment, to be honest.
Like $399.99, $400.
Well, some fool, I'm telling you, some person paid $9,000 for them.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
can't do it.
resale, you know, somebody sold them online and he scooped them up.
Hey, well, you know, there's this old saying: "A fool and his money will soon be departed." So if you paid
And he wore them.
$400,
And he wore them.
of course, he had to go in and represent real quick. You know, fool and his money will soon be departed. That's an old saying, and I look at those shoes and I see a lot of fools who bought them, and I see some smart fools that bought them to resell them on the open market, and I'm not mad at that hustle. If you want
No,
to
but
go and
I
spend that
honestly wouldn't. I didn't see the market
money,
value in them,
$9,000. Jesus Christ on a motorbike.
but I walked in them. He could have been like DJ Khaled, where he got security to lift him up so he wouldn't get his shoes dirty.
Another one. That's what Donald Trump is saying every time somebody buys them shoes. Another one. Another one. Another one. All I ask is bring out the low tops.
They
With the
might be
bald
better
eagle.
looking.
With the bald eagle.
Embroidered, please. Embroidered.
So as you know now, because this has come out on SneakerCon, of course we had these news pundits come out and say some things about it. And one of the people that came out was Fox News pundit Robert Aurora.
Arroyo?
Yeah, that dude. He came
Arroyo,
out.
Dave.
You know, I got speech impediments. Just roll with it, people. Just roll with it. You know what I'm talking about.
You ready?
He came out and he said some very provocative things about these sneakers and black people. And
I just saw somebody posted it. I didn't go into it. So that he said something about the sneakers and black people.
yeah.
And I was like,
I don't know what his. I mean, I don't know why he would say something. It was like it was an inner thought that came outside, and he said it, and then by the time he realized he said something,
I mean, why
he
do
just
a
had to
lot of
commit.
people say shit? People just word vomit, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Because I know I do. Because I be saying some outlandish stuff sometimes, but clapping the cheeks and all that shit.
Really? Stupid.
But
And I curse too much apparently.
yeah, you like a sailor.
Like a sailor.
Need some freedom teas. But yeah, so this guy Robert Arroyo, help me out here. I see the double R. I can't roll
anyway, it ain't it ain't like that. It's 2 R's.
I'm trying to roll.
It ain't like pollo.
I'm trying to roll.
It's not like pollo. It's arroyo.
Yeah.
It's got the Y in there.
I just can't do it right now. I'm having.
And they're not saying it arroyo. They're saying
That's how I read it. I read it with an accent. I feel like he don't say it because he ain't trying to live his Latin roots. That's why I feel.
Is he?
I don't know what he is, but that's a Latin last name to me. I don't know. I could be full of shit.
But
anyway, I digress. He came out and said some very provocative things. And let's go ahead and hear what this dude had to say.
Even the sneaker thing. I was on social media last night. Very interesting. As you see black support eroding from Joe Biden, this is connecting with Black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Yeah, so this fuckface is talking about culture and black people, and he needs to shut the hell up forever. Like, Fox, y'all really need to go ahead and tell him to apologize if he hasn't already.
He ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, no, he's gonna double down.
Because he doesn't think he said anything wrong.
Yeah. He might as well have just said black people like chicken and grape soda.
Stupid. My God.
That's what he might as well have said. Black people like chicken and grape soda. They call it grape juice. They call it niggaline. That's what he should have said. That's how I hear it. That's what I hear when he talks. When he talks, this is what I hear. Trump rolled out the new chicken sandwich.
Oh my God, David.
And it's accompanied by grape soda. The black people like that. They love their chicken. That's what I'm hearing when I hear this. And that's wrong.
No, well, yeah, it's fucking wrong. It's definitely wrong. I don't understand why these people, like, ignorant people. It's not just white people. Ignorant fucking people say ignorant shit.
Exactly. And that's why I said I'm not trying to make it about some kind of racial thing, but the words that he used makes it that way.
But that's where it hits.
Yeah.
That's where it hits, let's be honest.
And that's why I said it was some very provocative shit that he said. Very provocative. And I do not agree with his statements, nor do I endorse any of his statements that he made. I think he needs to shut up forever with that bullshit and just sit back and be quiet. Just be quiet. No more talking. Just be quiet. What does Willie D say? No more talk. That's what he needs to do. Just be quiet. Because that, to me, it was borderline. It wasn't in your face racism, but it was an innuendo of some racism. And I don't even know if it's racism. It might be bigotry, and I'm just using racism as a blanket word. But yeah, black people buying sneakers. This motherfucker grinds my gears.
I know it does. But unfortunately, that's what's out in the world.
Yeah.
It's stupid people with stupid comments. That's just what it is.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting because, now that, Trump's got his sneaker line out there and it's popping. It's popping with the gold. Now that he's got that out. Biden got the 24s out. The Sleepy Joe 24s, low tops with the Velcros. $29.99. All proceeds will be donated to Ukraine.
Oh my God!
You ain't got to worry about it. You got it. If you ain't black,
Low
you ain't
top,
getting these
Sleepy
shoes.
Joe.
At the low tops, all black.
Wow.
If you ain't black, you whack.
Wow.
That's what Joe is talking about. I don't endorse Joe Biden either with these bullshits, and I don't know if they real, but I just want to let y'all know this is hilarious. The internet is undefeated, will always be undefeated.
For real.
It is the champion of all. Get your low
Damn,
tops.
that's fucked up.
Get your Sleepy Joe 24s. $29.99
Orthopedics.
with the Velcros for easy action. Ain't gotta waste no time with no laces. Just zip and you on your shit. So yeah, that's what Biden's out here doing. He out here, got the freedom
No,
Ukraines.
he ain't. He is not.
He got the freedom Ukraines out here.
He's not. Oh, lioness.
The 1 trillions.
Whoever made this is...
It's brilliant.
It's hilarious.
Brilliant.
That
it's
shit
brilliant.
is fucking funny.
It's brilliant. If you want to see these images, check out the 8:30 show, and you can partake in some of these laughter jokes that we have. But yeah, on a serious note, I think people are stupid and buying no shoes for $399. Like, where are you getting this money to spend for these diabolical shoes?
I mean, that's their money. They want to waste it on stupid shit.
I know, but
look at us.
I know, but you got
this my collection. This is me right here.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you got people all across the nation talking about how broke they are, how inflation is.
Now, fuck inflation, man. I spent $70 motherfucking dollars on like 11 items today at the supermarket, and it was crazy. $70.
Yeah.
On fucking 2 boxes of brown rice, some thing of coffee pods,
some vegetables,
and a lemonade and creamer. That's it.
Pretty soon,
$70.
Pretty soon we're gonna start. We're gonna start donating blood for cash.
Right? Shit.
Just to buy groceries.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's what that's the whole point I'm making.
That's the world we're living in anyway. I mean, people spending their money on crazy shit.
Yeah, well, that's
what it is,
and that's the point that I'm making. that
Excuse me.
That people across the nation are claiming that they don't have the money, they need help, they financially strapped, but yet going by $399.
Yeah, but it ain't those same people. I mean, don't make it seem like it's the same motherfuckers talking that shit.
Let me tell you, that's the same motherfuckers I hear. I hear these motherfuckers. I don't know the niggas that can afford.
Don't say that.
I mean,
there's people. Yes, there are people complaining, but I doubt those are the same people turning around buying Donald Trump shoes.
I don't know.
For $400.
I don't know, because these could be the same people to buy Jordans, and Jordans be costing all the money.
Maybe they can't, and that's why they're complaining.
All the money. I mean, I know a guy that he was like, "Oh man, these right here, they cost $600," and I was like, "On some shoes, like for real?" Like, I get spending a little bit of money for some shoes, but I'm not spending no car note on no goddamn shoe. I make pimp decisions, like Cat Williams said.
If you want to buy yourself shoes, $600 shoes, make sure your life is right. That you're saving your money to buy a home if you haven't bought one. I don't understand people, like, how do you spend so much money on fucking shoes and you live at home with your mother and you don't pay rent? That's crazy to me.
What you mean? We got a reputation out here. We gotta be out here keeping up with the Joneses.
A reputation of what though? Like showing people what you can buy, and you don't even provide shit at home. Like it's on your feet. What the fuck? No. That is not okay.
That's what you got to do. You got to be out here spending all
crazy.
your money on
Over
all
here
the
flossing
merchandise.
with cars and shoes, and you barely got a pot to piss in.
Did you see the Joneses down the street?
I don't understand that.
You seen the Joneses down the street.
Who the fuck are the Joneses?
The people we got all keep
I don't
up
keep
with.
up with nobody. Fuck all that.
The people we got to
No.
keep up with.
I hit the sales clearance, here I fucking come. So I ain't got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna try to make our dollar stretch for us. But people don't think like that.
No. On all seriousness, no, people make very bad financial decisions, but who am I to tell somebody how to spend their money? But if you ask me and I tell you, don't get mad because I give you some good advice and you go and
I don't tell people shit. Like,
do something else.
You do you.
And then later on come and tell me,
me.
like, I'm broke because I spent all this
Don't
money
come
on
over
this.
here. Don't come over here.
I ain't got nothing for you. But I ain't even got any more advice for you.
Yeah.
I gave you everything
people
I
can
had.
spend their money however they want. Myself, I don't understand how you can buy these kind of shoes, buy all this expensive clothes, but you're living at home with your parents, renting a room. Like, what is the goal here?
I don't know.
Understand, and those who are working hard and want those things, but they're striving for something more than that, that's cool, but I know people that do shit like that.
I think everybody knows people like that.
They don't put in at home, but they want to floss on everybody that they got it like that, and you ain't got it like that.
I think a lot of people are like that. I don't want to say that I think all people are like that as far as like living at home with their parents or whatnot, because I know sometimes it's just a struggle that that the everyday struggle that people are going through, and if you need help,
especially now, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's very hard.
Buying a house at 7% interest rate, that's outrageous. That's outrageous
for a shack.
Yeah, it ain't even worth that. But that's where we are in these times, especially like food. Food costs a lot of money now, and it's just crazy.
Until they get that that clone meat out there fully, then it's gonna come all down, and people gonna be like, oh,
no.
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh, I know it's coming, but I'm saying no.
My only thing, I don't care if they sell clone meat, but the only thing I want is clone meat being labeled on the packaging. Like, let me know that I'm eating clone meat. Don't just be sneaking clone meat in there.
Though.
I don't know.
We're just the consumer that don't bother to read shit.
I'll be reading. Because, the reason I say that is because I remember, I don't know if it was across the world, across the nation, but in California at one point in time when they were bringing in the GMO stuff, that I remember people that I was talking to at that time, they didn't want to pay the tax, the increased tax on it, because for putting the words GMO on it. Mm-hmm. And I said, wait a minute, what you mean you don't want to know what you're eating? It's like, no, I don't want to pay 10 cents more for it because the label is going to cost that much more for the ink. Like, I don't care how much they charge for that goddamn ink. I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know if they done genetically altered this shit.
When they started telling us what it was made from, is when the taste of everything changed. Everything started to taste different as soon as they started labeling our food with the ingredients.
Yeah, because now you know what the secret ingredients is, and people start looking up the secret ingredients and like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Red number 6, like
yellow number 5.
Yeah, like what the fuck is that? And that shit causes cancer, some shit, some fucked up shit.
Then all these people, remember when the gluten hysteria happened?
Gluten.
All the gluten was taken out.
The gluten.
I go a little further back, and I remember when MSG was the thing, and they were like, "Oh, we got to get rid of MSG."
Man, they got to get rid of a lot of shit.
Give me back my MSG and my gluten, goddammit. Let me live. Keep the yellow number 5.
All the gluten.
Give me my gluten though. But yeah, anyway, I kid, I digress, and these are just jokes, people. I think that selling those shoes was a marketing tool that was a genius move.
I have to agree with you on that. Yeah, I was actually thinking that was very smart.
Yeah, it was. It was a very smart and genius move by Trump and his
Yeah.
team to sell some shoes and to debut them at a con.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had a sneaker con, but I'm not a sneaker head. I'm more kind of form and function for the most part, but that's just me. But yeah, I was surprised, and I wasn't surprised, but I was surprised, and I giggled and laughed about it because I said, "Who in the hell is gonna buy these ugly things?" And I said, "But I know they're gonna sell like hotcakes." And yes, they did. I can't wait till I see somebody on the streets with some terrible tees, though. That's what I'm calling them. I don't care what he calling them. Jan 6s, insurrections, ones. I'm
How do
calling them
you?
terrible
All right.
tees.
I'm curious. How is it that people who wear expensive shoes, sneakers, how do you not bend them?
They don't bend their feet. Then they got these things that you
Do
can
they
put.
slide in these motherfuckers?
they
Like,
they got these things you can put in your shoes too nowadays, so it doesn't crease them. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna crease all of my
wait, hold on.
shoes.
So you walking stiff and shit. You
Yeah.
lifting your feet so your
All right,
foot doesn't bend.
all right. Let me
That's
let me
interesting.
school you. Next time we see the nephews, any one of them, because they all got J's.
Yes.
And you see the nephews, watch how they walk.
All right.
Shout out to all the nephews out there.
Well, I don't ever see the boy wear them. I think I seen the boy wear them once.
Yeah, because he wears battleships any other
and
time.
and then asked us for some cheap shoes,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
I was grateful for. But asked us for cheap shoes, and we bought him the skater shoes so he could tear those up. But he still got the other shoes.
He ain't the only nephew. We got like all these nephews. Just look at
That's
any
the
one of them
we really
boys.
fuck with though.
Any one of
Sorry.
them boys.
That's the one we really, he fucks with us. We fuck with him.
So basically, what I'm saying is, y'all do bad. I'm gonna go to
Shout
your
out,
house
Jacob.
and I'm gonna bend all your goddamn shoes. Just,
Shout out to the nephew, Josh.
yeah.
All right, so let's move on.
So what you got? You were telling me something earlier about
All right,
something.
so it's all over the internet. Ressa Tessa. She's a woman from Atlanta,
Okay.
and she created a series on TikTok called "Who the Fuck Did I Marry?"
Okay.
And I watched all 50 parts.
Jesus Christ on a motorbike.
All 50 parts and updates. I didn't watch all the updates, but I watched a lot of them. I started to watch the first one, and she discussed, kind of what it was about, and it was an introduction, but then she just went all the way in a 50-part series, and it's a very interesting story. It's very sad for her and the two other women that this has happened to by the same man. Her name is Ressa T. I don't know if that's her real name, but it's Ressa Tessa on TikTok.
Okay.
Everybody knows who she is. This is what she looks like.
What she look like? What she look like here? That's Ressa Tessa.
She's a very smart woman. She speaks intelligently. She's, and the story, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So what's the gist of the story?
All right, so she met this gentleman online. They went out on a date. The baby Jesus said, "Nah, you ain't going." And he blew out the tire in her car. That was the first sign. Don't go. But she let him know, like, my tire blew out. So he came, put his cape on. And he not only changed the tire, but bought her a new tire. Went out to dinner. They went
Captain.
they went to the Cheesecake Factory, I believe is what she said.
Yeah.
And they had dinner, and he had all the game. He was spitting all the game.
That's what Captain Saban don't do.
He was saying, he's not dating to, date. He's dating to marry. And those were, that was music to her ears. And
How old is she, by the way?
I'm not sure.
How do you think she is?
I
by
think
what
she's
she
in her
got?
30s, to be
Okay.
honest with you. I want to say maybe early 30s.
Okay. Okay.
So, This happened in 2020, right before the shutdown. And they started talking, and they would talk all the time. And he told her he was an executive at, excuse me, at a condiments company, and that he was looking to buy a house, and he lived in a single apartment by himself.
Okay.
And because he was making that move, which made a lot of sense to her, and that's something that makes sense to me, because had we needed to move, we were planning on doing the same while we looked for a house.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
it's not off
Yeah.
off-putting to think that somebody is, staying somewhere like an extended stay hotel or something like that.
Meanwhile, they
look for a
yeah,
house. Yeah,
it happens.
one of those
Luckily for
things.
us, that didn't happen, but
course.
yeah. So it wasn't a far-fetched idea to her that he had a single apartment or anything like that. And they talked all the time, and rose-colored glasses. There are no red flags yet. Yet.
How
Man,
far does the rabbit hole go?
yeah, it's so bad. So the shutdown happens, and they discuss, like, what do we want to do? Do we want to move in together? So they end up moving in together, and she lives in a townhouse, which is, it's bigger. So of course the right move is to move in with her. They want to be together after 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
In this day and age.
Exactly. In this day and age, there's a lot of people that just overnight fall in love, and they move in together, fuck with each other, and sometimes, if it works, spend the rest of their lives together. In this case, it did not. It did not.
I could see that
It was bad.
it's a lot of red flags already from what
Already.
you're telling me, and it's like,
So,
Okay.
okay, so this dude would get up to go to work at 6:30 in the morning every day. While he's on his way out the door, he's talking to his big brother on the phone. He was always talking to family members on the phone. They lived together, did whatever. She worked from home for a minute, couldn't do it because she just, she couldn't do it. She
Yeah.
admitted that she couldn't do it. So she went back to work and whatever, and slowly things are happening, and they're talking about buying a house
Okay.
together because he wants to marry her, and she winds up pregnant by this man.
okay.
So then she does, some things happened with the first house that he they wanted proof of funds, and he started going into debates with people, and it was just not working out. And she's looking things up, like what's happening with this house, because he's saying, like, okay, yeah, it's gonna go into escrow and yada yada, they accepted the offer and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
And then she starts looking into things, and because we're curious, us women, you could call us nosy, whatever, but
I
something
think-
in her soul is telling her something's off.
I think that's with not just with a woman, but I think intuition. If you're wise enough, I think your intuition starts to kick in. I think a lot of the times intuition is overlooked by people.
Yeah.
And they make those decisions, the wrong decisions. And then, hindsight is always 2020. So then
absolutely.
they go back and be like, I knew it. I should have listened to my first senses, about this,
Yeah.
whatever it is that they're going through in the moment.
Well, the deal fell through.
Of course it did.
So she's like, is he going to lie to me? Is he going to tell me the truth? Excuse me. And at this point, he tells her, he fibs. And she's kind of like, I already knew, I kind of knew, but all right. So they move on. She ends up losing the baby. They go through it at
Yeah,
the
that
same
sucks. Sorry for
time.
her.
Yeah, but actually, I hate to say this, but it worked in her favor. Because
Yeah,
she
but
would be,
still.
hold on, let me just say this. She would be stuck with this man for the rest of her life.
That's true.
Even though this story came out, and it may be that for a minute, but it's just for a while.
Yeah.
A child is forever.
No, you're
And
absolutely right.
This is the father. And anyway, so she ends up losing the baby. But she has to go get, some kind of surgery situation because of it. And he tells her he gets promoted to VP at his company.
I
And
thought he was a VP.
no, an executive.
Oh, okay.
And so, excuse me, my throat is so irritated. So,
Is that
sorry.
the Rona?
No. No. So where was I?
So he becomes VP.
He tells her that he got promoted, and the day of her surgery, he was supposed to take her and pick her up, and he's like, I can't take you because the higher ups are going to be there. And he made up this whole elaborate story about him not being able to go. So now she's like freaked out because at that point, no one could go in anyway, but that's your man, and you're about to go have this procedure done, and he can't go. Like, that's got to be hard. That has to weigh on you.
Yeah.
So he's like, look, I have an assistant now. His name is David.
Lies. It wasn't me. It wasn't this, David.
And, reach out to him and, he'll come and get me type of thing. So she reaches out. David answers. And at some point, she's like, she just left it alone and went to pick her up 3 hours late. And he had excuses on traffic and whatever. And time goes on. They start looking for a house again. And it's just a constant roller coaster of going through houses. And she could see herself in this house. And just like us when we were shopping for a house, like,
it was,
you could see yourself
horrible.
in the house. Yeah, it was fucking horrible.
Especially during the pandemic time, trying to buy a home. It was horrible. It was not enough properties available, but at the same time, you had VCs and companies with these super deep pockets.
Yep.
Buying properties and turning around just to either remodel them a little bit and flip them, or just flip them outright. And
yeah,
it was just making things so difficult to buy a house. It got to the point where I didn't even want to go and look at houses anymore. Yeah. It's just like,
it was
bad. I seen the pictures, put a bid.
We were being outbid left and right, period. And that wasn't just us. It was a lot of people that were overbidding.
We were overbidding.
We were overbidding, but everyone's overbidding trying to get a house, and we couldn't.
Yeah.
It was, and we had a plan B, and even in the plan B, that hit us a little hard. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
How is it that we aren't able to purchase one home? Yeah. And we did this for a whole year?
About a year and a half. And we even went as far as start looking at properties like an hour out of our normal commute just to say, look, we got this spot.
Yeah.
But we were still being outbid.
Regardless, we bought one. It doesn't matter. But that was what was going on then. So there, I could see myself in the house and in the kitchen, the living room. How am I going to decorate? And that's what she was doing. And every house, it just kept falling through. So in between that, he's telling her, let's go buy a car for you. I want you to be in a nice car.
A house and a car?
Yeah. Wow. So he takes her to like BMW. He takes her to Jag. He wants her, like, they're test driving all these cars. And she's, he even did this whole thing at the dealership where he was like, my job wants me to buy a car. They gave me, I think he said 90,000 as the limit. So they test drive a car. He tells the guy, all I got to do is call the accounting department and they'll transfer the funds. So of course the guy's like, yeah. He's like, I need the
surefire commission.
Yeah, I need the paperwork so I can send it over and then we can get the ball rolling. Yeah. And he, gets on his phone and talks to some woman and he's like, okay, so I'll send you the picture of, of the cost. And it's like 89,000 or something. And he calls her back after a while and he's like, oh, okay, so the person that's supposed to transfer the funds is not there. She's out of the office.
Of course.
So they can't get the car, but come Monday, it's happening. So things like that. And then he would talk about how he fought and how he played some type of football. I don't remember the type of football. It's something in San Diego. It's like a minor league of football. I don't remember what it's called.
Semi-pro.
Something I don't even know.
That's
what
what
it
the
is.
minor league of football is. It's semi-pro, then it's like a Canadian league, and
I have no idea. It was called something. She kept mentioning it, and that he told her he made money off of that, and that he went to school in San Diego, and that's where him and his ex-wife lived, and showed her the house they lived in, and like showed her all kinds of pictures and all this proof.
yeah.
Showed her a letter from Chase saying that he was approved for $750,000. Showed her, just showing her stuff, and she's like, okay, this guy has got it together. And he's telling her, look, our max to buy a house is $700,000 out in Atlanta. You're gonna buy yourself a nice fucking house.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A really nice house.
I don't know if at that time. I don't think the prices should still be the same. I don't think they changed at this point.
No, but the houses they were looking at for $700,000, she showed a few of them, and they're really
I know they
nice
are.
houses.
We've seen them.
Yeah. So as time's going on, she's like getting frustrated because they're not finding a car. They're not finding a house. It's towards the end of the year. It's, and they've only been together for like a few months,
Okay.
and so then she's feeling some kind of way because he's lying about a lot of shit, and she just doesn't, every time she goes to look for proof, there's nothing there. There's just nothing there. So finally, I think he felt that she may have been slipping from him.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, let's get married now, and it's the pandemic. It's the end of 2020. She's like, fuck it, let's do it.
And how long have they been together at this point?
March was the shutdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
So it's end of October. Well, I want to say it was, I think, end of October when they got married.
So kind of like
Was
6
it
months.
October? Something like that.
So like you're
No.
telling me like about 6 months, 5 to 6 months.
Is that what
maybe.
it is? I don't know.
I don't know.
So,
either.
anyway.
I'm not doing the quick math in my head,
yeah,
but I'm just
neither
saying
am I.
it's just a few months.
They were a few months in, and she said, "Fuck it." But
Wow.
mind you, that she takes responsibility for accepting these things and for what her part in it. She is.
I hope she does.
She is. She knows that, because her thing was, and which I know a lot of women that are like this, who are like, when is it my turn? They see all their friends getting married, and when is it my turn? When am I going to get lucky? When am I going to find that man that's going to just bring everything into my life and make my life perfect? That's how women see men, and they want to get married, and they see their friends' relationships, and they're like, I want that,
Yeah.
So sometimes, unfortunately, we're willing to ignore the flags.
Again, the intuition is being ignored.
Correct. And that's how we end up with not so great guys, as women.
The lesser pick of the litter.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And there are some women who are willing to tolerate more than others, right?
Of course,
Well,
everybody's got limits.
She did that. She married him. As they're getting married, he wrote his social security down. She memorized it.
Gotcha,
and,
nigga.
and she ran a background check on this dude, and nothing came back. So she's like, what the fuck? And ran a criminal background check on him. Still nothing.
Yeah.
But things are just getting bad, and she's like, I don't know. And then his grandmother at some point died, and he came home and he was devastated. He was crying like he was it was bad,
Okay, I
And,
can see somebody
yeah.
being devastated over
Of course.
the loss of a
a
loved
grandparent. Yeah, of a loved one, correct. So she was like, it really threw her off, like how upset he was,
Yeah.
she felt bad for him, and just kept trying to make the relationship work, forcing the relationship to work, knowing in her mind something is off. Ladies, do not ignore your intuition. It's 9 times out of 10, you're 100% correct.
I don't think most people should, regardless of a woman or a man. I mean, if you get that feeling that something ain't right, start listen to it.
Yeah.
Because more than so, one of the things that I've learned in my few years rotating this planet is the things that we hear vocally aren't the whole message. A lot of it is body language, and that intuition is something we're picking up from that other person. That it's not about what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's there.
Actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely. But I'm saying that extra communication that we're not picking up on visually, our brains are.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? And it's something there, and if it's something enough for it to trigger your conscious mind, you should take a step back and think like, what the fuck was that? What is happening?
She
What's
chose
going
to
on?
ignore all those signs.
Of course.
And so many signs were thrown her way. The houses kept falling through. The cars kept falling through like it wasn't happening. Finally, she was like, you know what? I'm sick of this car stuff. Like, I can just buy my own car.
Yeah.
He ended up buying her a Nissan Altima. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Sorry, I just indigestion.
Nothing wrong with a Nissan Altima.
Nothing wrong with that, but that's kind of not what he said. She had her hopes up for that, BMW with what was it? Navy blue with the whatever color on the inside. And that's not what she got. But she loved the car, and she was like, okay. And then she knew, like, I shouldn't be getting this car because he has to help me pay it now. Like, she can't just pay it on her own. And this dude, like, when he came into her life, he paid the rent, he paid the bills, like he was doing his thing as her man. And
keep the game up.
Eventually, it all just fell apart. And it just, all the lies came out, and all the times he was on the phone with somebody, he was actually talking to no one. There was no one on the phone. And he would even tell her like, hey, my brother says what's up, and she's like, hey, blah blah blah, and how you doing? And he's like, did you hear her? Did you hear? Like, he's not talking to anyone. When he did that whole thing at the car dealership, he was talking to no one.
Sounds like a sociopath.
The $750,000 chase letter that he had was bullshit. The bank accounts. Oh, and he told her he had an offshore account.
Of course, everybody's got money in Zurich.
He had an offshore account, but he wouldn't show her that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't show her that, but he did show her 2 other accounts that had like thousands of dollars. So she's like, okay, like this dude's got money, like he's legit. Then they get to a point where they're like by his office, and she's like, let's see what he does. Let's see how he lies out of this. And she's like, they're driving home, and she's like, well, why don't we go to your office since he's a VP? And he's like, all right, let me call someone from work. He calls someone for security from work. And, oh, you're not there? Oh, okay. Is so-and-so there? All right, let me know. And he's like, no one's there right now. My key pass doesn't let me go through the front door, only when I'm in the property. And I'm just like, this dude, man, come on. He had all the answers for her, all the answers.
Hey, this guy would be a good spy.
And, right? Seriously, like he had all the game for her. And if you listen to her story, this woman is intelligent. She's not stupid. But I think she was so caught up in being in a relationship with that kind of man, the man that he claimed to be. And I think that's where she got caught up. And I heard a comment today from Charlemagne of the Breakfast Club where he called her Big Back. And I thought that was fucked up. And I hope that no one listens to people that talk that way, because big back, big woman, plus size, they call us fat. And no matter what happens in this world, we have to go through that. Just like everybody's got to go through something. Someone is missing a foot, an arm, a finger. And I don't want to compare the two, but someone will say something about those people. Someone with a skin condition, someone who has alopecia, someone will always have something to say about anyone and everybody, and regardless of what it is. So when I heard him say that about this woman, I thought it was really fucked up and shitty. But for me, my message to all the big girls out there is don't listen to people like that. Just don't. There's nothing you could say or do to change this man's mind. That's how he thinks. Disgusting as it is, that's how he thinks, and we can't do anything about that but be ourselves and just keep moving on in the world. There are people that love us for us and not because of how we look. Unfortunately, there are people like him who are ignorant and only see people for how they look.
Yeah.
It's not like that. I found the love of my life. I've always been big. I've always been a big woman. So I'm here for the big ladies. I'm a big woman myself, and you can find love. And David and I have been married for going on 24 years. Or
Not the nigga she talking about, but the nigga right here.
But we've been together for 24 years. We've been married for 16, but we've been a solid straight through 24. And he's been everything to me. This man loves me, and I've never had to worry about anything with him. He's always looked out for me. He's always on my side, and he always stands up for me, and I love this man. So it's possible. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen for everyone the same way it happens for their friend. But that's pretty much what I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. Okay.
In regards to her, everything unraveled. Everything unraveled.
So what was the conclusion to the 50-part, what is it, novella that is Ressa Tessa?
¿Quién chingados? Con quién chingados me casé? That's what it's called in Spanish.
Or as I call it, ¿Qué hora es?
He ended up getting his a knee infection or something. What happened to his knee where he got really sick and lost weight. He wasn't eating, and she was trying to help him, but
still,
yes, you have no idea. She was still trying to help this dude, and she ended up getting his work phone because he left the old job, the condiment place, and went to work for Apple.
Yeah.
Went to work.
Okay. What Apple?
And
Apple produce?
Sure. And she got his phone, and she saw that this dude was hooking up with prostitutes on that phone.
Well, how special.
And slowly things began to come out, and she started to get to know who he really was. And she ended up talking to the ex-wife. He said that the ex-wife had cheated on him. He beat the dude up and he left her, and that the kid stayed with him until she got herself together. That's not what happened. She discovered his lies, and she divorced him and told her that's what happened. So that's the same thing that happened to her. And apparently there was someone else in between Ressa Tessa and the ex-wife that he had done the same thing to. So this dude is just running game on women, period. And he has no problem fucking doing it. And people were doing, she said, Google reverse images, and all the images that he showed her with the bank accounts, with the Chase letter and all of that are all in there. So that's where he pulled them. So people were clowning the fuck out of him on TikTok, talking about, because she named him Legion. She didn't give his real name, and I'm not going to give his real name. I don't want to give this dude any fucking credit. So she named him Legion. So everybody's like, Legion with the printer. That he was printing everything out, and because he would sit there and take his phone and act like he logged into the bank account to show her that screenshot of the money. Like this dude was just, it was bad, and it
He's in
got.
the wrong business. He should not be working for Apple. He should be working for the government.
He wasn't
as
working for Apple. He didn't have a fucking
he should
job.
be a spy.
This dude had lost his fucking job.
He should be a spy.
And it's just crazy. I suggest if you're interested, go listen to it. It's nuts. And the fact that she went along with it, it's just, it makes me feel sad for her that she thought that she should ride this out. You know, I feel for the woman, to be honest with you. Like, it's so sad when someone lies to you that deep to make you believe that they're the man of your dreams, and in reality they're the fucking nightmare.
So in all of this going down, where was like her family and her
Her mother
like
lives in a different state.
her friends, like where were these
Everybody's
people
it's everyone's on lockdown. It was
yeah,
the
but
perfect.
she ain't talk to nobody.
Yeah, she taught. No, she did what we do. You keep it in the house. That's what she did. She don't tell it when they did talk to people, they didn't talk to people about their business, because you ain't supposed to do that.
No,
You're
absolutely.
supposed to keep your shit in house. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is like so this is what I'm saying. Like, she meets this dude before they even got legally together in a marriage. She meets this dude and she don't tell none of her homegirls.
She told them that she met somebody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, none of these red flag scenarios popped up to.
How is that a red flag, though?
Oh, the red flag about the houses, about the cars.
No, because at that point, it's within your relationship. It's within your relationship, so you don't tell people anything about your relationship. You don't want people knowing your business, and then it's the whole like make up to break up. Like, you know, you got your friend who's always breaking up with their significant other, and then they're like, fuck him, I ain't fucking with him, and then next week they're back together. Meanwhile, you were talking shit about them, so now they look at you like, you know,
no, I get it, I get it.
Talking shit. So you just keep your shit at home, and that's what she did.
Yeah. Only thing I can really say about this is, did she actually get the dude's real name? Because it seems like everything that he told her was in a land of make believe.
She ended up talking to his family. Mm-hmm. He said he had sisters and 2 sisters, 2 brothers. Turns out he's a twin. He has a twin brother who is a VP, who does drive the nice car.
So he's living his brother's
married
life
and has the family. Like, yeah, he's been like this since he was a kid. And she did an update today, as a matter of fact, where she talked to the older brother, and that they had an altercation at the parents' funeral. I think the dad passed away last, and he hasn't spoken to him since. And he's always been like that they tried to get him help, and they gave him medication. And at some point when he became an adult, he stopped taking the medication, and this is the result of that. And the grandmother had died 10 years prior to when he told her.
Well, sounds like to me, like, I'm no psychologist, but it sounds like a sociopath. Sounds like sociopath tendencies. If this doesn't seem like this guy has any remorse about whatever he's doing to these women, financially, or selling them dreams, selling them wolf tickets. I mean,
I feel like she didn't take. I don't know. I don't know, because I don't recall hearing her say that she took a financial hit. What she took was an emotional hit. Like, man, come on.
It ain't got to be financial. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
He did a number on her.
For her to go out and post this docu-series style TikToks, right? It's from TikTok, right?
Yeah.
TikToks about what she went through in this relationship with this guy. It blows my mind that she could be that naive, that she would not see things for what they are and what it is. You know, like, I'm sure there's
lesson learned, baby. Lesson
learned.
Oh,
absolutely. I hope she didn't take too much financial damage, or that he didn't do anything to that degree.
Yeah.
The emotional thing, she'll get over that eventually. She will have to deal with that baggage with the next relationship. There's going to be a lot of trust issues she's going to have to overcome.
She's gonna do background checks,
Yeah.
fingerprint checks, FBI checks, cause damn, this
Yeah.
dude really, yeah, he really did a number on her for sure. And he came with every time he asked or she asked a question, he had the answer. He always had the answer, and he would get upset if she ever doubted him. And he showed signs of narcissism, but there are so many other signs that he showed.
Yeah, she like I
The
said,
thing that
rose-colored
concerned
glasses.
me, the thing that concerned me was when because she starts out saying like he's on the phone and this is how he would do it, and I'm like, did you not ever put anyone on speaker? And then the videos after that, after listening to all 50 parts, the videos on TikTok of women doubting their spouses now because they're like, well, how well do I know you? Next time you get on the phone, you gonna put that person on speaker because I want to hear that you're actually talking to somebody. Things like that. And I totally get it. Like, especially if you're just starting out and this person's telling you, oh yeah, I had this and I did this and I had that and blah blah blah, but you ain't got none of that now, and then you're still trying to live up to that facade that you put up. Like, man,
Look, all lies come to an end eventually, and if you let them play out long enough, you will see the true person eventually.
yeah.
Nobody can keep up a lie.
Nobody can keep it up. Eventually, I believe this in everyone, especially when someone does me dirty and they're like, I apologize. Like, I can accept the apology. I can even forgive you, but I cannot allow somebody back in, and yeah, it blows my mind that she allowed this person into her life fully, even got pregnant by him. And God was really looking out for her, for real. It's sad that she lost the baby, but at the same time it was a blessing in disguise because this person has mental health issues. And not only could the baby have these issues, but what if the baby doesn't? This is their father. And this is the person that they have to deal with for the rest of their lives. Yeah. And as a child, do you want to expose your child to someone that can lie to those depths? No.
Yeah.
I don't think you would want to.
Well, I hope, like I said, I hope Ressa Tessa can move forward and enjoy her life without the burden of this.
Let me just...
What?
So... throughout this whole TikTok thing, her telling her story, Ressa Tessa telling her story, she never mentioned him. She never mentioned him by name. The name she gave him was Legion. She made up names for the people that she discussed. Some of them, she said their first names, but there are so many people named, David, Daniel, Erica, you know what I mean?
Super common.
Yeah, so it doesn't even matter. But the internet be doing its thing, and
the internet will not be defeated.
Yeah, absolutely not. As I'm on part 40 something, all of the sudden some guy's name pops up because I'm going to the comments on every single one because I want to see what people are saying. And I see the comments and they're like, we found him. They found him. They found him.
Will not be defeated.
They found this dude, gave his name, and she asked, like, if you find him, don't post him. But they did, because that's what people do.
Yeah, that's what people do.
And they exposed him, and he said that it's all lies, that he caught her. It's the same story he said about his ex-wife. He caught her cheating, and that he left her and divorced her, which is not true. Because even the ex-wife got on TikTok and said her story, and she co-signed to everything Ressa Tessa said. He's a liar. He's a manipulator. Like, I'm trying to move on with my life. I can't believe this is coming up and blah, blah, blah. And then another woman came out saying, I was the one in between the two, and I can't believe this is what's happening. And yes, he is a liar. He's yada, yada, yada. And even the son of the ex-wife came out to say that he got into an altercation with him over all his lies and bullshit. And he went on to defend himself. And so that's where it's at, basically. And he has been exposed. With the Legion lies, that's what they're calling them now. Whenever somebody lies severely, it's called the Legion lie.
That's from a movie. That's why it's so hilarious. If you've never seen the movie Legion, go watch it.
It's crazy. It's crazy what he put this woman through, and I hope that she's starting to get her life back together and that she's in a better place, not only emotionally but mentally. Like, it takes a toll, and to have to go through all of that in a matter of a year and some change, like, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, again, like I was saying, I hope this woman, Ressa Tessa, can move forward now and, live her life. And hopefully this was something that she needed to do to heal just from herself, for her own self, and maybe share her story for other women to see, and maybe they won't fall into that trap as well with other men, not just with the guy that she messed with.
It makes it very sad for the ones who are looking for love. And, what if someone is 100% authentic in everything he's saying, and you won't believe him because this dude did that to this woman?
Because Legion.
Yeah. Are you a Legion? Like...
Only thing I can say about that, ladies, is don't go marrying a nigga in a couple of months. Like,
get to know him.
Yeah. Take a year.
Invest some time.
Take a year.
Yeah. And just...
I mean, if you get pregnant within that time and it was an accident, it was a oops, then, I mean, it is what it is. But today's day and age with so much technology, it's so easy to fool people. I mean, take some time and learn who you're messing with. And that doesn't go just for the ladies, but that also goes for the men as well. Know who you're dealing with before you commit to something that you're going to have a regret for later on.
Yeah. Because
they told you a barrel of lies and you just believed every lie. Don't be so naive.
Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't.
Hey, the world is a cold place, and it doesn't care about anybody. Just remember that.
All right, I think that's it for us. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching.
Peace.